Well, hello, my wonderful hive, and welcome to my pre-recorded video. So I was going to go live today, with the whole works, the live chat and everything, but I decided to reschedule it tomorrow for a few reasons, and I figured I would come on here and let you know what those reasons are and kind of what the dealio is going forward. So basically, there's a lot of stuff going on tonight. So there's, yeah, as most people probably know, and for I don't want anybody to miss what's going on with that, because I think the information that's going to be talked about is important. Um, and I figure now is not the time for that. Plus, I could probably use some support for what I'm going to be talking about. So here's the reality of things. So I wanted to say first and foremostly that I have had knowledge of certain things for quite some time, and I have kept some of that to myself because I've let appropriate parties know, but I have kept some of it to myself for many reasons. And a lot of people were like, so why don't you go here anymore, and why don't you go to that or whatever. And all I've been able to say, I mean, I don't really have a response for them. I mean, my response though is that there are certain behaviors that I cannot, stand for. My core values, my morals, really tell me that, if somebody is willing to engage in certain behaviors, and even those behaviors quite recently, that is not something that I want to be, associated with, adjacent to, any of those things. And one of those things is going real life and the scheming and planning and plotting to hurt others, for the sole reason of YouTube. And I'm not with that. Now, what is included in that is that makes me have a hard time supporting folks who, give those people a platform, because I want no part of it at all on anybody's channel whatsoever. And what I'm seeing a lot of is, I mean, in this community, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, but very few people have really gone real life in that capacity, right? So what I'm seeing right now is, a lot of deflection. So, what I would have the utmost respect for is if, the people involved would just say, "Hey, yeah, you know what? I made a mistake. I feel bad for it." Or you don't be honest. If you don't feel bad for it, say, "I made a mistake and I'm not sorry," or "You are sorry," or whatever. Just speak your truth. And I'm not going to do it again. We're not going to be able to move forward as a community or anything else if that doesn't happen. Now, pointing the blame at other people and saying, well, this person did this, so we're going to support people who do this, but we can that pointing out other people's faults doesn't make you less guilty. It doesn't take away from the fact that you participated in that behavior. And that was something I was saying about Natasha very recently. And now I'm seeing that behavior with the DeLorean. So, if the DeLorean has, I think she's doing a response to everything. And, quite frankly, guys, I'll probably tune in. I'll see, because I'm always going to be open minded. I'm always going to be objective. But with the information that I know, um, you know, I I don't think anything's gonna sway me, to believing that, the impression I have and what I have seen isn't real. I know people are like, "Well, so and so did this." Well, this isn't about anybody else. This isn't about Mandy or anyone else for that matter. And pointing the blame at anyone, besides yourself is deflection. And that's, for to me, that's immature. To me, what an adult would do, what a grown up would do, would be to come on here and own their mistakes. I have the utmost respect for people that do that. What I don't have respect for is people who deflect. This isn't about Mandy. This isn't about Granny's watching. This isn't about Kim and Crafton. This isn't about, any Dorothy or Natasha Cooper or any other person. This is about you, the DeLorean, and the people that, were also a part of that. Which I believe, and like I said, I've seen other things that correlate what Kim and Crafton showed. Just trust that, okay? And it's legit. This is something that happened. And, I really don't know what your motivation was with this, Lindsay. I'm not really sure why this had to happen. It seems that this has been happening for a long time now. Obviously, um, you know, I I didn't realize how deep it went. I didn't realize how bad the situation was. And quite honestly, it's a combination of things. Now, I've seen a lot of people that are super outraged about what was done to Natasha's niece, which, that's they have every right to be outraged. I'm outraged about that. Trying to get a child taken out of their home is probably one of the worst things that you could do, all for the sake of YouTube revenge. Natasha's a lot of things, right? So Natasha is, you guys know that I don't like her. I think she's a piece of shit. But, when it comes down to it, I think that, that's this girl's home, and taking her out of, a home that she's familiar with and that she's, I think Natasha cares about her. I'm sorry. Like, I know if that's unpopular opinion, then, sue me or whatever. But the other alternative is foster care or a group home, where from somebody who has worked in that field at group homes, those places aren't always the safest place for children. Foster homes can be hit or miss. There's a lot of abuse that goes on in such places. And I feel like to try to get a child removed from a home for no reason other than, your own YouTube vendetta is really problematic and really sick. Now, what I also want to point out, though, is that there are a lot of people that are outraged about that, but they don't give a shit about what happened to Crafton and Kim. That also bothers me because what happened to them is bad as well. I think that getting involved in children's lives is a step above that, a step, in terms of outrage. But, a lot of these people are the same people that didn't give a fuck when Crafton and Kim were, showing their evidence and what happened to them, or when Granny's Watching was saying what she was saying about, what happened with her daughter. Neither, it's so invasive to have your personal life dug up on, and to have that posted to the internet, even if it was on like only for a few seconds, and all this passive aggressive stuff. And I don't believe anybody is emailing people things. I don't believe that. I mean, I could be wrong. Show the proof, right? Maybe that's what's coming tonight. But a lot of it just based on what I know. And guys, like I said, trust me, I know some things, okay, which I will be putting out there because I feel like it is the right thing to do. The digging just seems to be going on. So I mean, I would not be surprised if, there wasn't some random person, or I'm sorry, it was an anonymous person, and then it became somebody who's sorry. I believe that it probably came from that group of people. And all because, like I've said 1,000 times, for what? YouTube drama, your vendetta, or just for fun, or what? Like, what does what people are dealing with in their personal lives have to do with YouTube? Why are we taking those things and bringing them on here with like, do you have an expectation of like, somebody being exposed or whatever? I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but all you doing that to, all that does on here is, bring attention to them, and also, hurt those people in the process. So all you're doing is hurting people. And I haven't seen any of these bombshells that I've seen haven't really changed the perceptions of those people that you're so desperately trying to, hurt. And that's just how I see it. So how I see this is that, all I ask, all that would make me feel better about any of this is an apology to the people involved. Own your mistakes. That's what adults do. You make a mistake, you own it. And you say, you know what, like, I've learned from this, or you know what, just be honest. I mean, if you don't care, you don't care, but say that. Don't try to point fingers at other people, point the blame at other people, because a lot of us know better. And a lot of the subscribers are seeing these receipts and the truth. And, I don't know what more. I don't know how you can possibly spin this to a narrative of, your choosing, but I'm sure you're going to try. And I'd encourage you to just own it. Even though I know that, what I say holds no weight at all. But that's just my 2 cents on that situation. I think that Crafton and Kim are owed an apology. I think that, honest to God, I think Natasha is owed an apology. I think Granny's Watching is owed an apology, and anybody else who has been dug on um, is owed an apology. And this is not gonna, be done again. We have enough to talk about and squabble about on here that, has nothing to do with digging into people's personal lives, getting involved in removing children from homes, which is sick. It's sick. Like, I'm sorry. If you were involved in that, you probably should seek professional help. Because I have no words for that. Or, making light of something like what is the purpose besides to hurt people? And that's what bothers me. I don't fuck with people like that. I don't fuck with people that do things like that just for the sake of YouTube content or whatever. I can't. And I heard the voice clips, like, you can't get around that. And I've also seen additional things that have not been put on here yet, for myself. And I'm going to be talking about that in another live. Now, I'll also say that, I'm not pointing fingers. This is kind of getting to a different topic. I'm not pointing fingers at who is responsible for this, but I've mentioned that I've received some phone calls. And what my next live, probably my next one, either the next one or sometime this week, I'm going to get ahead of some of the information that I feel is likely to be used against me. Honestly, when I was thinking of things that could possibly be weaponized about me, this was not one of them. But now that I've seen that, some people know no lows, when it comes down to even, getting a child removed from a home, putting somebody's, domestic violence situation on and health record, onto YouTube. I don't, or, somebody's teenager, like, none of that is really reassuring to me that this information is not going to be put out there. And, unlike what happened with Dorothy, I am going to get ahead of it and, let myself tell my story and not have somebody else do it. So, we're going to do that, and I'll probably name the live The Truth About B+, aka Emma, or whatever. And I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm just, I was on Gen X's panel today, and we were talking about this whole roundtable idea, I mean, and to be honest, guys, I don't think this community is ready for a roundtable. There are too many people here that don't want to take accountability or acknowledge the fact that they have anything to do with anything. Like I said, pointing the finger at somebody else, pointing out something somebody else did, does not make what you did any better at all. In fact, it makes it worse in my eyes, because you can't be an adult and, own your mistakes. That's just how I see it. Now, when I see, people are like, oh, okay, maybe the behavior was a long time ago. No, this behavior is recent. This behavior has been going on during my time here on YouTube. And that has been essentially January onward. So I consider that recent behavior. Not to mention all the stuff in the past as well. What happened with Crafton and Kim is recent behavior. What happened with Granny's Watching is recent behavior, very recent behavior. And so, I mean, I take that into account. Now, anything that happened with, because I know the example that's been put out there is with Mandy. And the problem with that is that what went on with Mandy was at least a year ago, very close to, if not a year ago. And, I feel like I do believe in change. I do believe that people can change, and I give people the benefit of the doubt until I'm shown otherwise. And, unfortunately, I've seen otherwise with certain people, and not, with Mandy, I mean, that to me, I give the benefit of the doubt. I mean, fool me once, but, as I see it, she seems calm and collected. And, I remember her from before, and I feel like I have seen some change in her demeanor. And, but regardless, even if she was on here, like, yelling and screaming and all of those things, and, it doesn't change the fact that this isn't about her. This isn't her, she's not the one being called out right now. That's you. You're the one who engaged in these behaviors, not Mandy. I don't care what Mandy did 6 months ago or a year ago, or, I don't care. I don't care what Mandy did in her past. I know what Mandy did in her past. I think everybody knows, but she was a teenager. I believe, or very, very young 20s. And your frontal lobe of your brain develops afterwards. I can't hold that against her. I'm sorry, but I don't have an excuse for a 41-year-old woman pulling shit like that. Like that's not even like, that's like comparing apples to oranges. Just own it and let's move on. If you don't feel that you owe somebody an apology, I mean, fine. I think that you do, but I'll whatever. Just own it. Stop trying to deflect. Stop trying to point the fingers everywhere else. Like, it's bullshit, and it needs to stop. Okay, like, it needs to stop. This many people can't be coming out with and with straight receipts. And like I said, guys, I have receipts of my own about this. And I know that may come as a shocker to a lot of people, um, including Lindsay probably, but it'll make sense. It'll make sense. I'm trying to figure out the most eloquent way and best way I can put this, but it's the right thing to do. People need to know that there are people in this community that are willing to stoop this low, that are willing to do these things. And I feel like it's something I need to do. So, I know that there are some people that will probably feel hurt in the meantime, perhaps betrayed, but I'm going to try to leave certain names out of it. I promise you that. But it is what it is at this point. This is the decision I've made. This is what I'm doing. I feel it's the right thing to do. And I wish I had done it sooner, honestly, but I didn't realize like what I hadn't put the puzzle pieces together. So, I do give myself that credit, but once I did, I should have said something immediately. And I'm sorry, I'm very tired. And I do have a headache too. Like, today has been one of those days. So, I'm kind of actually glad I decided not to go live because I can't even look at the computer screen. It's really bright. But all I'm going to say about this is I encourage people to do better. We don't have to, there's a way to do drama that isn't like this. And, unfortunately, there are some people that can't seem to accept that. And it's not even like there's a lull in the drama either. It's like, I can't think of a justifiable reason for doing this kind of invasive digging on people. And, I'm not convinced that, you guys don't have files built up of, people's pasts and, just waiting for the right moment to use it. I'm sorry, I don't. And I also wish that people would, I don't know. I feel like if there's evidence right in front of you and you can't see that evidence and you are still defending and you are still, digging your heels in because of who is giving those receipts, I find that problematic as well. I do. I stand alone on my channel. I don't do panels. So, Dorothy actually was saying something that I haven't ever had a panel up here except for having my dad up. I don't rely on anybody else to do my channel. I come on here and I speak my truth, and that's where I leave it. I feel that like, and I like it that way because that way I don't feel like personally connected to the point where I can't see what's right. And, honestly, I know people are like, well, you support so and so or whatever. Yeah, I do. I do. And you want to know why that is because I don't think anybody's hands are clean in this community, including my own. I don't think that anybody here is not guilty of something, whether it be something that is behind the scenes that hasn't come to light yet, because that counts, or something that has. I mean, guys, like, you're not going to prove me otherwise. Some people I know for a fact are behind the scene queens. And, eventually they'll have their day as well, no doubt in my mind. But in the meantime, I mean, in your head, you don't have to come out and say it, but you know what you did. And, I don't know what else to tell you. So we all know. So, I hate saying it this way because I feel like it'll offend people, but, it's almost like pick your poison, right? And I'm going to go where I feel like I fit in, where I enjoy the chats, where I enjoy the creator. I'm not going to try to fit in with certain things because that's what people want me to do. I am my own person. That's the point I'm trying to make. You know, my channel is a representation of me and me alone. Will I do panels in the future? Yeah, I would like to do panels, but I don't rely on that. I don't need that for content. I can sit on here and talk by myself all day long. I mean, honestly, that's what I do. But yeah, so that's what it is. Like I don't want to have that burden of I don't even know what, I don't know the right word. I'm just very disappointed in a lot of people. A lot of people. And I really hope that this is an eye opener for some where, you know, you can see that this isn't a joke. This isn't fake. This isn't like, you know, doctoring receipts. This is very real. I don't know, you know, if you for some reason think that Kim and Crafton don't have credibility, if you for some reason think Granny's Watching or Mandy C don't have credibility, you know, I like to think I have some credibility left in this community. I'm telling you, it is a fact, and I will be showing how I know that at some point. So you know, just know that, okay? If you don't want to believe any of those people, or even truth teller, if you don't want to believe what they're saying about Lindsay and the stuff that, you know, she's up to behind the scenes, then, you know, maybe me saying that will would be more validating. I don't know, probably not. Who am I? I'm a nobody kind of, but you know, it doesn't mean that I haven't stumbled across information in my YouTube journey. I mean, trust me when I say, like, you know, I know more than I say most of the time, because sometimes I kind of weigh whether it's something I need to, and I didn't realize what I knew until the pieces started to fall into place, and I was like, you know what, I do remember this being mentioned. I do know about this, and it's exactly the people who you know, Kim and Crafton have revealed. That's the truth of the matter. Okay, like I can't. There's no way around it, and I know I'll get backlash for that. And I know that, you know, it's not what people want to hear, but they know what they did. I they do. You know, there's no doubt about it. So you're either in complete denial or delusional or whatever. I'm not really sure what. The other topic that I was going to get into tonight, but because the computer screen is actually bothering my headache really badly, I might not go into it right now. But there's some fuckery going on with Dorothy and stuff that she's doing, and she's been live for obscene amount of hours. Still hasn't gotten the medical attention that she needs. You know, because I can only, you know, I can't help but assume or wonder that, you know, YouTube is too much of an addiction, and, you know, she can't let it go even for, you know, a couple days or whatever. Like the drama will still be here. You know, but if I was her and I had burned as many bridges as, you know, she has, and, you know, kind of messed and meddled with all those things, I mean, I guess I understand. I'd be afraid to leave because, you know, there are people that maybe have been afraid to speak out that would use that as an opportunity to come in here and tell their story because, you know, believe me when I say there's more people. But, you know, I do encourage people to put themselves first, put their families first, put their all of that first. Because when it comes down to it, all you have is yourself, right? Like, I don't rely on anybody else. I know that, you know, the majority of people will throw me under the bus if given the opportunity. If it comes between them or me, I know that people will choose the other person over me. The majority of the time, I'm aware of that. That's, you know, I expect it, honestly. I mean, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It does. It hurts very deeply. But you know, I expect it. I wish that wasn't the case, but it's the truth. You know, I like to think that I offer a lot. You know, this is exactly what happened when I was building my Instagram. You know, there were a lot of people that at first were involved and, you know, at some point saw something else and they were like, you know, what you're doing is stupid. I don't like it. You know, there's something else that seems better. Experiencing people are the ones that end up wanting to come back because, you know, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to build a community. I'm trying to build some place that is, you know, a place that people feel comfortable and where we can do some fun stuff and engage in drama. And, you know, I consider myself more softcore drama. But, you know, I mean, time will tell. I'm so tired, but I mean, if people don't, I would love it if people were a part of it. But if you don't feel that you want to be a part of it, then that's your decision, right? That's not up to me. Um, so yeah, I don't know what else to really say about that. I do have some things to say about some other situations. A lot of it involving Dorothy and people that kind of surround Dorothy right now. Because there's some fuckery going on there, and there's some things don't feel right to me. Um, I can't prove one way or another like I can the previous topic that I was referring to, but something doesn't feel right to me about some of the things that I've heard in the past few days. I heard Dorothy say a few times, that nobody should be digging into people's lives and nobody should be, I heard her say that other people, people are criticizing somebody's mental health like they're a doctor. Well, Dorothy, aren't you the one that was coming on and talking about people's medical things like you're a doctor, like with Granny's Watching and with me? So, sit down and shut the fuck up, please. On top of that, she was like, people should so outraged, people shouldn't be digging. Don't you realize that you're affecting, somebody's, family or whatever? Well, what the fuck were you doing to Granny's Watching? Like where was the outrage about that with you digging into her criminal records and her personal life and all of those things? Where the fuck was the outrage about that? Honest to God. And that's not only a message to Dorothy, that's a message to people that, kind of surround her. Um, why is it okay only if, you don't like the person? And she seems to think there's some whole conspiracy, but quite frankly, she's not that important. And none of the, proposed conspiracy theories she's put out there are at all accurate. Um, oh, guys, I am so tired. I got Taco Bell for dinner tonight, but they actually forgot some of my orders, so I'm kind of pissed about that. So I'm not having a very good night. Um, but I am excited to there's a few things coming that I'm very excited about. And I think you guys are going to want to be here and be a part of it. Trust me when I say that. And honestly, I have nothing to lose by doing this. Is if there's going to be backlash, so be it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You're not going to do any of those things because if you're willing to stoop that low, your opinion about me doesn't hold any weight for me. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get off of here for right now because I am getting a headache to the point where I'm kind of nauseous. So it's probably best for me to stop while I'm ahead before it gets too bad. And I wanted to go into some things in more depth. But I don't know if right now is a good time for that. So I'm going to get off of here for now. I hope everybody stays safe on those YouTube streets. I hope people really think about things, be open minded, but also realize that, facts are facts and, other people's behavior doesn't make you less guilty. That's just that. There's no way around that. And this isn't about anybody else. This is about you and your behavior that, has just been revealed that, quite frankly, is really concerning. And it's something I can't fuck with. And I can't fuck with people that fuck with that either. That is something I don't want anywhere near me. That is something I don't want anywhere near my subscribers and the people that support me because my loyalty is to them first and foremostly, or to my audience I'm speaking to now, you guys. That is where my loyalty lies. That is who I intend to protect. That is who I fight for. That is that that if you're part of my hive, you're part of my hive. I got your back for what that's worth. And yeah, that's not coming near here. It's not. And nobody's going to make me, feel guilty or bad for not wanting to associate. That's my choice and that's my decision. And like I said, trust that I have seen things that you haven't. Trust that I know things that, even people involved don't know that I know. Just trust that. All right. I'll put up my proof. I don't care. I really don't. It's the right thing to do. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, I'm building something here that I'm proud of, and I think there's a lot of good in this community. But we need to get past this, and I think that Kim and Craft and Granny's Watching, even Natasha, all of them are owed an apology. Not even Natasha, definitely Natasha is owed an apology for this type of fuckery going on. It's unacceptable. It needs to stop, and people need to stop supporting it. Um, because it's not going to stop otherwise. Now, to be honest, I think some of these people are sick enough that it won't stop even if people don't support them. I don't think they can help themselves at this point, for a variety of reasons. But I can't control anything but my own channel. But my promise, to everybody, like what I promise is to do my best to keep those things out of my community, out of my, this, proxemic bubble here. Um, and I promise to speak the truth. I have done nothing but speak the truth since I've been on here. I have not lied. I have, I've been very good to a lot of people. I don't like to come on here and, stroke my own ego here. I don't need to do that. The people that know, and the people that have seen it, see it. But I'm a good person. I'm a good person, and I care a lot about people. Um, but I also know how these things work, and I know people see it as cynical. I know people are like, "Well, don't you want peace?" I just know the reality of these things, and it's not that I don't want peace. I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. I don't have a problem with how I handle things on here. I don't regret anything that I say, and I'm not sorry for anything that I've said on here at all. And I'm not going to change it. All right, like that's just the fact. Um, I don't go real life. I don't dig into people's past or, you know, uh, plot and conspire and scheme. I'm not a conniving bitch on here, just doing things for what? For YouTube? I mean, get a life. Get off of YouTube. I suggest deleting the app entirely. Like, go do something else. Like, there's a whole wide world out there. Um, honestly. And, if you're hurting that badly and that, you're lashing out because of it, I really strongly suggest you get some help. There's no shame in getting mental health help. All right. So I'm going to go into things in more detail, but I can't look at this screen anymore. So have a great night, everybody. And you all are wonderful.